Hello everyone, my name is Carrow Brown. I am an urban fantasy author and I'm here today to host some writing sprints, but I don't have my life quite together, so give me 1 second. So today we're going to discuss how to recover from burnout. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining me today. I normally have this set up a little further in advance, but I was behind the ball today, just a little tag, because I was catching up with things that I didn't get done when I needed to get them done over the weekend. This is where we are right now. So I did a poll on my community tab if anybody is interested in those things. And usually what I do is I kind of ask what the topic of the stream is going to be, because I like to have topics on my streams. It's not just kind of wild, wild west here. I have organized chaos, right? And I leave 3 choices and you wonderful people come in and you have input. So the topics that I had, I think it was making a street team, how to recover from burnout, and then I can't remember what that last one is. I'm going to look it up real quick. YouTube, what did I tell you guys? Hello, everyone. I just want to be able to say information correctly. Creating and running street teams for your book, how to recover from burnout, and balancing day job with writing goals. And maybe we'll do balancing day job with writing goals next week, just because that was like a really close difference. So I kind of want to give the people what they want in that sense. So we will make sure that we do that. Let's take a look and see who is here. Benu is here. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Wendy is here. Hello, Wendy. I hope you are doing well today. Oh man. Okay. So I think this is the first time all day I haven't been running like 500 miles a minute. So exciting. Today, I don't know what you guys are going to be working on. Please feel free to share that in the comics. But today I'm going to be working on an outline to have ready for the next book in a week challenge that I plan to be doing with Tamara Woods, Sky Higgins, and whoever else is going to be hosting that. So if you happen to be doing that, please let me know. I would love to support you and stalk you on Twitter or Instagram or any of those things that you might be sharing those updates at. So, and for me to actually do what I'm doing, I have to pull up a template for myself, and I'm going to download it. So let's take a look. Oh, Mama Ward is here. Hello, Mama Ward. How are you? I was just thinking about you. Oh my goodness. It's like you knew I was thinking about you. Thank you so much for joining me. Morgan is here. Hello, Morgan. I hope you are doing well. Mama Ward says, I am working on the last 10K of the August 80K. Oh, man. I am so envious that you do that. I want to do that too. I really do. Like, I was getting, so for those of you who don't know, the Boozy Planorama that I do with Lisa Daly is this Sunday. Normally, I have to actually plan my math. Oh, I have to do math too. But I plan my month out before we do the stream, because when I'm hosting the stream, I don't get as much time to plan. So I try to get it all together. And I was looking at all my writing goals, and I'll tell you what, y'all, I haven't done a lot of writing this last month, and I only have myself to blame because I did not do the work-life balance like I really wanted to. So that is definitely something that I am trying to make more time for in a realistic manner, because I would absolutely love to write 80K in a month. And at one point I used to, but I didn't have a day job. So whose fault is that? It's my fault. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Venom is here. Hello, it's so good to see you again. I hope you are doing well. JC is here. Hello, JC. Thank you so much for coming and spending time with me today. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yep, and we're all celebrating that. I feel like I cheated because I'm using the Tarot for Writers prompt method. That is not cheating. No, I don't believe that. Just because you had a direction to go doesn't mean it's cheating, and that's a method that works, right? So I wouldn't call it cheating. Let's see. And then 2.3K per day is all it takes. Really? That's giving me some thoughts. Maybe I should go back to the daily word goal thing. But then I have to make time for it. I have been able to write 3,000 words in an hour, so maybe I should just wake up earlier. Like I said that when I was on Tamara with this channel yesterday, and I think I'm going to keep having that train of thought for now. All right, but the thing I said I was going to give myself, did I give it to myself? I don't know. Is this a poster? I think I'll take the poster. Opening documents. I should have opened before I went live. All right, close. Please just let me see this. How are you guys doing today, by the way? I am very curious. Is that only one? Yeah, I know what it is. Okay, maybe I'm not doing this right, but that's fine. Everything's fine, guys. Everything is fine. That's the exact same thing I just opened. Whatever. Ever. Okay, that's not what I thought it was then. Planner and aids, medium, A3 medium, one large plot planner. I do use plot planners, so I hope you guys don't think lesser of me for using something to help me guide my attention. A1. Okay, this is what I want. Okay, cool. I found it, y'all. I'm so happy that you're here to help me at this moment. Let's see. Do you have any tips on how to draft storyboards and plotting? When you say storyboards, are you talking about like in the comic or the animation sense, or are you talking about just plotting in general? That's my clarification question for you, Venom. Mama Ward says, I'm grumpy because the puppy pulled up several of my plants in one of my flower beds. Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. I actually need to weed my garden. I haven't been able to because it's literally rained every day for the last week and a half. So, let's see. Crossing my fingers to write at least 3K today to finish. You can do it. I believe in you. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm going to give us 4 more minutes before we do the first sprint. And hopefully I will be able to answer Venom's question about storyboarding and plotting. What is this rain you speak of? It's everywhere right now. I mean, it's kind of let up right now, which I'm a little resentful for because when I tried to go play Pokemon Go this morning, I couldn't because it was wet. It like too wet. Like I didn't want my phone to like get covered in water. Let's see. Novel plotting, but I want all the details. I do have a video where I talk about outlining. I actually have 2. But it also really depends on what genre that you're writing because every genre has different audience expectations. They also have like different themes that need to be in there. So for example, with like urban fantasy always has like the world that we're in every day and then like the underworld or the other world. It's the magical world that, you know, people typically go to. So the first thing I would do is say identify whatever genre it is that you are writing for. And then I can list off a couple of books if you're interested that I always recommend as references. In fact, I think they're all right here. So excuse me, you're all going to watch me walk to my bookshelf. So excuse me. Let's see. That is one. And then, oh, I should probably pull that out too. That is one, and then I think that's like the one book I don't have. I get really tired of it. Alright, I just want to make sure. Oh wait, I lied to you all. I'm good at that. Okay, cool. Excuse me. I'm sorry that I had to turn my back to you. I thought that was rude. One of the first books I would recommend to you, Venom, if you're talking about plotting and doing stories and all that, is actually going to be creating character arcs, because a lot of stories tend to be character first and then plot second. So that's by Cam Wilder. So you should be. It's an audio, it's physical, it's Kindle. Highly recommend this book. It's very good. The next book that I would recommend to you is actually going to be 2K to 10K. By Rachel Aaron. And the reason I recommend that is because she gives you tips and tricks on how to write your stories. She kind of talks about the plot a little bit. The creating character arcs also talks about plot and how to structure it. And there's some references to the Save the Cat Writes a Novel that goes on in that. But yeah, I think these two together, if you're kind of like pinching pennies or anything like that, this is what I would recommend. Most folks like to go to Save the Cat Writes a Novel. And I think I did a video on this too, like beat books to have. But some of those were like how to do like body and emotional descriptions. So, and then this book right here, I'm going to recommend it because on Writer's Workshop tomorrow, that's hosted on Tamara Woods' channel, we're going to talk about writing deep scenes. So that talks a little bit about how to plot your story through the action, emotion, and the theme of your story too. So those are 3 books I would recommend right off the bat. If you're not sure about this book, like I said, we're going to talk about it tomorrow, so you can kind of see what we have to say and see if it's worth the money investment for yourself. I have found it to be very useful and very jam-packed full of useful information. So, oh, and here comes Mama Ward with the links for me. Thank you, Mama Ward. I really appreciate that. So there is the creating character arcs, and then she's got the 2K to 10K. There you go. Let's see, combination of gothic horror, cosmic horror, dark fantasy. Yeah, so those are all going to involve, I'm trying to remember. I know cosmic horror and the dark fantasy, they definitely have like the chaos that goes on that's kind of influencing. And with cosmic horror, usually many people die except for one person that's disturbed for the rest of their life at the end of the story. So gothic horror, I'm not super familiar with all of their required audience expectations for that, so I can't speak on that. Dark fantasy is pretty, yeah, it's kind of like urban fantasy, but obviously it's darker because it has different themes in there, or not different themes, but it has a different lens. I guess that's the word I want to use. So, all right. So I said I was going to start 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to do what I'm saying I'm going to do. Oh, thank you so much, Mama Ward, for putting up that link too. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you. So we're going to go ahead and get this timer brought up, and it's for 20 minutes. These 20 minutes, as always, are yours to do with as you see fit. You can brainstorm, you can outline, you could write, you can do whatever you want. 20 minutes for you to do as you see fit. Chrome tab, 20-minute timer. I almost had my timer ready for today, but I wasn't quite there. So whose fault is that? It's mine. That's whose fault it is right here. It's my fault. So, okay, gothic horror is the same as Edgar Allan Poe. Okay. Okay, so I kind of get that. That's a... Okay, no, okay, I follow. And I could talk more about that, but we should probably do the sprint, so I'm going to stay on task right now because I don't have anybody to redirect me but me. All right, so let me change my banners in case somebody else pops in because that's only fair. Hello. Nope, that is not it. That's the one I want. Okay, so I'll leave the topic. And when we come back, I'll ask the first question about burnout, and then we can have that discussion as a group. So keeping myself on task. All right, so I'm going to start this timer, and I will talk to you guys in 3, 2, 1. I'll see y'all in 20 minutes. Okay, so that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all that goodness. I did not outline anything. What I did was I actually was working on a bit more character development, and I got a little peeved at myself because I figured out most of these characters except one. So, you know, that's a wonderful thing there. Like, it's always, I guess, struggle with characters that have lived for a long time because I'm like, what do they really want at that point? Because as somebody who is probably not going to live more than 90 years old, I can't imagine living longer than that. So it's really hard for me to identify motivations and wants. But I think I've got it a little figured out. I'm going to let my brain percolate on it a little bit and come back and figure it out. So, like, I have all of her abilities and everything else set up. I just, because I know that these little tiny bits about her are going to impact the story, I have to figure it out, right? Like, I have to I got to do the work, right? Like, I can't expect somebody else to do it for me. It has to come down to me. So, let's take a look. Let's see. Oh, you finished a chapter. Yay. Is that your last chapter that you have to write? Or is there, like, a little bit more that you need to do? So, and then, sewer. Oh, I think this was the original one that I did. I also got distracted because I thought that this was the outline book, but it's not. This was actually the outline book, and I had to go grab it. The problem when you have too many outlines is that you don't know where they all are. And I am also at fault because I did not properly label them like I tried to do. But I feel pretty good that in the next sprint, I'm actually going to work on working on fleshing these things out just a little bit more. Won't surprise me if I spend this weekend doing it too. Sometimes the work just has to get done. Answer to my question is 8 chapters left to read, 1 chapter or scene left to write with touch-ups. Of course, that is so exciting. You must be like, oh man, you're like that close, right? Like, oh, okay. Well, I hope that we can help you get a little bit closer. Mama Ward said, that's awesome. I didn't get any writing done. Modding on Jules stream 2, also laundry and washing, puppy paws, and then the prints off level 4. Oh, okay. Well, that's really good that you're helping folks out. That's so good of you. Let's see. I said I was going to put the next question up, and I haven't done that yet, so I guess I should do that. So the first question that I wanted to ask is, again, the topic that we have this week is going to be, why is my dog barking? I don't know. You're a bad boy, Ranger. Bad boy. You guys see that? I said he was a bad boy and closed the door and he stopped barking. All right, so, what was I saying? Okay, so what does burnout feel like for you? Now I know that there's some universal sensations that people have with burnout, but it is still kind of like obviously it's a very personal thing, right? We all experience it differently. So when I used to teach, and I don't know if I told you guys this before, maybe I have, but when I used to teach, one of the symptoms of burnout that I used to have was I would have exhaustion. And I don't mean like physical exhaustion. It felt like physical exhaustion, but it was like I didn't have the mental capacity to like go out and do things, right? So I was cognitively overloaded, and I was just constant, and I became tired. And then one of the other fun things about burnout is like my memory just went to like, gone, like no memory, no nothing, which is actually partly how I got into bullet journaling, because I just started to forget things, right? Same thing with depression. Like one of the first things that happens when we get like ultra stressed is like our memory just goes, right? Because we're too busy trying to do like the fight or flight reflex when we're in burnout stage. So like we just stop remembering things and that stresses us out more. So it's like this weird like drainage cycle thing. But yeah, so when I used to teach, it was exhausted. I couldn't think, and I like literally zero motivation as well to like do anything, especially things that I enjoyed. Playing video games, going for walks, all that stuff, like just no interest whatsoever. I was content. I was content to watch TV, like brainless, like daytime TV, and like just let it go in one ear and out the other kind of thing. So, but okay, so that's the answer to that is my answer to this question. So I am happy to hear what you guys have to say on it. Now you're all laughing at Ranger going, oh. Ranger, poor Puppo. It's probably a cat. Don't feel too bad. He just wants to tell the cat he's here. So let's see. Mama War says, burnout is a feeling of numbness to me. I keep going, but I don't enjoy doing anything I'm doing. The routine takes over and nothing else matters. Yes. Yes, that is a thing. Oh, hey. Hello, Marcos. How are you doing today? That's all I can see on my end with StreamYard. It's hiding the emotes from me. We are actually in my stream while we're doing writing sprints talking about burnout and kind of what burnout feels. It was a question that I put up on the community board that folks decided to vote on. So that's what we are doing today. Let's see. JC is asking a clarifying question. Are we talking regular life burnout or creative burnout? Because they are different to me. I would like to know that difference because I'm very curious. Regular life burnout typically shows up when you are in a constant state of stress, or rather because you are constantly exposed to a state of stress. Not quite like in a wartime activity kind of thing, but it's kind of like, think of it like a marketing firm or again with teaching where there's just like this constant pressure on you to do stuff and like there's no relief. And so your brain starts to kind of erode, I guess is the word I want. Your brain starts to erode under all that pressure and stress. And maybe that might be the tying factor I'm thinking about, because when you're talking about creative burnout, it might be because you're constantly in a state of cognitive demand that leads you to that. I'm verbally processing now. Please tell me the difference, JC, of the two to you. Thank you. Let's see. Dropping by while I work on Rippa stuff here to listen. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Marcos and I actually work together over at Rippaverse. He is one of the artists, very talented. He's got his own stream on Twitch if any of you are interested in following him there. And I usually just kind of run around and organize things, so it's all good. Let's see. JC said, for me, regular life burnout is not really being able to focus on anything. That would be me more heading towards depression. Okay. So like, kind of like, is that like what Mama Ward was talking about that state of numbness, or is it something else? So just seeking that clarifying question there. Let me close this window real quick because I don't think I need that anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is we'll have another 20-minute sprint. So, and then we'll reconvene. So during this sprint, though, since we went ahead and we kind of identified what burnout is to us, the follow-up I had to this was, what are methods that you use to refill your well, right? That's how we refer to it in psychology and all the social fields. It's called the refilling of your well, right? So things that you do to kind of help you be creative again, or to help you kind of, take away that sensation of numbness that Mama Ward was talking about. So, and I will go ahead and start that. Okay, got it up. All right, perfect. So again, for 20 minutes, we're going to do whatever it is that we want to do. Think, ponder, write, read, edit, all that. Do dishes, mod somebody else's stream, whatever. These are your 20 minutes to do with as you see fit. I'm just here to be helping you all stay motivated. But we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll talk to you guys in 20. Okay, that was time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all that goodness. I finished outlining another chapter, and then I started asking myself what the bad guy was doing in some of these scenes. So usually I make like a bird-eye view spread of everything that's going on. I try to summarize it in 3 words or less. So I made those lines to start that process, but I haven't gotten there yet. So I think I'll do that in the next one. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh. All right, so again, that was our second sprint of the stream. We'll probably do 1, maybe 2 more, depending on how things go. So the question I asked was, what are methods that you use to refill your well? Again, we're on the topic of burnout, recovering from burnout, and trying to alleviate that exhaustion, that stress, that pressure that we tend to feel. Bad guy, bad. Oh my goodness. You're out of control, sir. So I was trying to think, usually things that I do that refill my well, spending time with friends, reading, or it's got to be like shameless reading too. Like I can't be reading for as much as I am enjoying writing deep scenes for the writers workshop that we're doing tomorrow. It's not what I would call a pleasure read. I usually got to go find me like a romance novel or something and just kind of, shamelessly enjoy it. So that usually is something. What else? Role playing, PvP, lots of video game stuff. Yeah, I usually start doing my video games pretty hot and heavy at that point. So, but that's what I use to refill my well if I'm feeling kind of taxed by whatever it is I'm doing, whether it be work or writing or anything like that. I have been known also to take a break. Giving myself a couple of days off and just not doing any of those things has proven to be very beneficial. So that is also a thing. Anyway, those are my answers to that question. Let's take a look. Okay, so JC's answer to this question was, I read nonstop, research stuff pertaining to what I want to write or create, watch lots of TV and movies, and go for a nice long drive. Any of those work. Nice. So almost sounds like we're on the same page. I'm about to yawn again. Oh my goodness. Please excuse me. Oh. Let's see. Mama Ward says, I take time with the farm. I'm not doing farm work all the time with the family is not as their caregiver and custodian to refill my creative well. I do non-writing creative things like drawing, crafts, photography, watching Netflix, YouTube, and fancy cooking. Oh, I like the idea of fancy cooking. Changing up my music playlist, the colors in my house, and the scents around me also help adjust my mental state. Yeah, I've noticed sometimes when I'm feeling like I need more control over what's happening in my life, one of the first things I do is redecorate or clean. I'm pretty notorious for cleaning. I like my house to be clean. I like it to be in order. Mama Ward also adds, exercise is also a great way to change your endorphin levels. Yes, that is. I always recommend it. Little walks never hurt. All right, so the news says that they are halfway through the next chapter. Score. Fantastic. I love hearing that. Bad guy's bad. Yep, bad guy bad. Let's see. And the answer is, I found talking things out with my writing partners you trust helps. Oh, that's a good idea. I know sometimes Tamara does that. Carrow, I answered your question about what creative burnout is for me too. Okay, I'll go back up and do that. I just wanted to make sure I answered this question first. So if you haven't shared how you did and what you did, feel free to do that while I scroll up and find this answer. So let's see. JC says, creative burnout for me is just me being unable to write or focus on anything creative. I have lots of ideas and things I creatively want to be doing, but just can't do any of it. Just like staring at the computer screen with all these ideas running through my head, yet nothing comes out. That would drive me absolutely bonkers. I don't know how you do that. If you do that, I hope those moments are few and far between for you, JC. I really do. So. Sorry, somebody messaged me. All right, so. Well, I thought that was a fine answer to that question. Thank you, guys. Let's see. I'll wait maybe another 4 minutes, and then we'll have our third writing sprint of 20 minutes and see how we did. Let's see. JC says that they are fewer since I have found authortube. Oh, that is good to hear. I am happy to hear that. Finding people that also understand your struggle can be very nice. Hello, what is this? Hello, welcome to my channel and my stream. This is a writing sprint. So it's where we all get together and we write collectively for a sprint of 20 minutes. It could be of anything that you want. It could be an email. It could be creative writing. It could be nonfiction. It's usually referred to as a productivity stream. So if you're new here, thanks for coming and hanging out and giving a look at. So that is what that is. All right, I should probably restart this timer though if we are going to do another sprint. So. Ooh, actually, you know what? Since there aren't any more answers to go through, why don't I go ahead and get another one? Oh, Venom has something here. Venom's answer to my question is, I daydream, I consume media in a genre I'm writing, and I look for mentors for guidance. Oh, yeah, that's a good, those are all good tactics. I guess my tactic is don't look at it, right? Like I'm doing everything but that thing until my brain recovers. So. The next question that I want to ask, and this might take a little bit more self-reflection, but identify the stressor that tends to lead to your burnout. So as a teacher, I could tell you that the stressor that would usually lead to my burnout was actually deadlines. I know that sounds really strange, but as a teacher, there's a constant deadline almost multiple times a day for something to get done, whether it be grading papers, talking to parents, going to meetings, whatever, right? Constant deadlines, literally no breaks, no rest, no nothing. So it's go, 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 and constantly performing and doing things. So then that's as a teacher. So that's the example for that. When we come back, I'll give you guys my example as a writer, the stressor that I feel that tends to lead to burnout. So that is a word I need to stop using. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to put a sticky note right here that says so with a circle and a cross through it. So that way I will stop doing that. All right. Now, let's go ahead and we'll start this timer. And again, it's for 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes are yours to do with as you see fit. And I will talk to you guys at the end. Okay, so that's time. Feel free to share what you did, how you did, and all of that. And that's going to be our last sprint because I have a couple of things that are falling in my lap at work that I need to start taking care of, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, that's just the nature of how things go, right? So let's take a look and see what you guys said while you share with me your progress. Mama Word is sharing other people's YouTube channels. Thank you. Let's see. Mama Word says, when I overbook myself and end up with too many projects overlapping, that's your stressor. Demands of mom life and farm life are always competing with writer life, and I find myself breaking my routine to finish stuff. That is definitely a thing. Oh, excuse me. Whew. I need to stop yawning, y'all. Mama Word also says, breaking my routine is very hard on mental health, as hard as not finishing projects for my OCD, so I schedule time for relaxing and prioritizing projects so I can move less pressing ones as needed. Nice. The news says, reflecting too much on what I could have already accomplished if I hadn't let trade pub expectations break me and steal my creativity, then rush up and try to catch up. Yeah, self-imposed expectations. I think is that what you mean, or something else? Or well, no, I think never mind. I follow. I know what you mean. And you are done with the next chapter. Very well done. Nice. I like that a lot. I started to kind of write out what everybody was doing on this this bird eye view chart that I'm writing before I started getting distracted by other things that I needed to tackle. So, hashtag being an adult. And it's the worst, as Tamara would say. Yeah, I gotta finish this week. That's the one thing I want to get done. So. Did I miss anybody answering my question? I should scroll up. Oh, looks like I got everybody. Okay, fantastic. Well, let me go ahead and take this banner down. All right, so again, I'm going to cut it a little short today. I do appreciate your guys' patience with that. So as a reminder, tomorrow, I'm buying the book at 1 p.m. Central. There's going to be a writer's workshop on Tamara Wood's channels. We will be discussing this book right here, How to Write Deep Scenes. If you have not already seen it, or you're curious about it, we will definitely be talking about it. I'm going to give it another read through and make sure that it's got all of my sticky notes. I have been reading it because it's got my highlights in it and all that. I need to finish writing my notes in here too. So that will also be something else I need to finish by the end of today. Let me see what else. So writer's workshop tomorrow. Boozy Planorama on Sunday night for those of you who are curious about, or not curious, but looking to get some planning done with me and Lisa Daly. I will be hosting it this time, so it will be on my channel, and we will just be looking at getting the month of September in order. And I will also be trying to figure out how I'm going to write a book in a week in September and how that is going to change my schedule. So that's always exciting. I'll tell you what, though, I can't wait for September to be over because I'm going through about one of these books a week, right? Or one of these books a month right now. And I'm ready to move, not a month, one of these books a quarter right now. I am very tired. It is a good thing that I am ending this stream early. But I'm ready to move into the next quarter book right now. It's getting a little chonky too. Can you guys see that? Maybe not. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Normally my books lay flat, but this one won't be by the time I'm done with it. So let's see, what else am I missing? Let's see. The next video on my channel is going to be out on Monday. I'll be talking about Mary Sue's For Sure then. I finished recording it. I just need to edit it and have it uploaded. And I think that's it. I think that's all the self-promotion that I have. So again, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. And I will catch up with you all next week and hopefully see you tomorrow on Tamara Wood's channel. So I'm going to make sure I hit the right button here because I sometimes don't. All right, so I'm hitting the button. I will talk to you guys later. Please be safe and have